Welcome to the Evaluations tool. The Evaluations tool guides you through the process of evaluating your counterviolent extremism program. Its features provide you with the capabilities to identify where you are in the evaluation process, to choose and implement the evaluation method that suits your program and needs, and to understand the various methods of evaluation available. In the top right corner of each page, you will see the Manual button, which will bring you to a user manual that more extensively discusses the purpose, goals, benefits, and functionalities of the Impact Europe Evaluation Toolkit. Below the Manual button, you will see the navigation bar, which also appears on each page of this toolkit, allowing you to easily move between tools. More information about each tool can be found in the videos on each respective page. Before we go any further, it is important to note the resources in the left-hand sidebar, About This Guide, and Ethics Considerations. By clicking on About This Guide, you will find a detailed description of the sources of information used to build the evaluations tool, including the Counterviolent Extremism Database, the Gang Database, the collection of evaluation methods used in counterviolent extremism and related fields, and conceptual work of Impact Europe researchers. By clicking on Ethics Considerations, you will be led to important information regarding the ethics of evaluation practice, which is crucial to understand when thinking about evaluating any program, including counterviolent extremism programs. The Impact Europe Evaluation Toolkit provides useful resources for each point in your evaluation process. On the Start page of the Evaluations tool, you can identify where you are in that process and be directed to relevant features throughout the toolkit that can help you at your current stage. The process has been divided into 3 stages: before evaluation, during evaluation, and after evaluation. In the before evaluation stage, the intervention that you wish to evaluate may not have yet begun, or it may already be underway. In the during evaluation stage, you may be in the process of collecting data, or you may have finished collecting data and be ready to move on to the later stages of carrying out an evaluation, such as data analysis and presentation. In the after evaluation stage, you have completed the evaluation of your counterviolent extremism program, and you are looking to utilize your evaluation results to improve your future counterviolent extremism work and/or to contribute to the wider understanding of counterviolent extremism evaluations and interventions. By holding your cursor over each option, you will see a brief description of a sample user in that situation and links to helpful tools within the toolkit for that point in the evaluation process. Let's navigate to the Design and Action feature. The Design and Action feature of the evaluation tool details the process of designing and implementing an evaluation that is appropriate for your intervention and your organization. The sidebar on the left-hand side of the screen outlines the steps of evaluation design and implementation. You can click through each one of these steps, which will in turn provide you with organized information about important considerations for each step. This section of the toolkit is interactive and allows the end user to provide specific information about their program, which then tailors the evaluation, advice, and information of interest accordingly. Let's click through an example of how this section of the tool works. If you are interested in further examining the purpose of your evaluation, you can click on the Evaluation Purpose arrow on the left side of the page, and you'll be prompted to further consider the intention of your evaluation both before and after implementation. This section will allow you to reflect on the nuances of the impact of your evaluation from start to finish. You can then navigate to the other sections in blue: Mechanism, Process, and Economic. By clicking on Mechanism, you will focus on the underlying machinery of the evaluation and whether the intervention was successful and why. By clicking on Process, you will look into the implementation of the intervention and assess whether the various components of the intervention were implemented as planned and the success of these various aspects. By clicking on Economic, you will examine the cost of the intervention against the actual results achieved. This cost-benefit analysis is sometimes difficult to quantify in counter-violent extremism interventions, but it is important to reflect on this aspect for possible future implementations. Now let's navigate to the evaluation resources. The Evaluation Resources feature of the evaluation tool provides clear overviews of different evaluation designs and methods. By clicking on any title, you'll be brought to further information about that kind of evaluation resource. Let's click Case Studies. The information provided covers what the resource is, what it is used for, when it should be used, how to use it, ethical considerations for that specific resource, and examples and/or additional resources and sources of information on the topic. Back on the evaluation resource page, you can filter the results according to type, approach, focus, data used, and purpose. You can select two resource types to compare by clicking on the corresponding pin icons and then clicking Compare. This concludes the Evaluations Tool tutorial.